Hello everyone, Civ Extraordinaire here, and today I thought it would be interesting to break from the Civ workflow and test out the waters with something different, a video on Humankind. Now, if you didn't already know, Humankind is a historical 4X strategy game that is published by Sega and is being made by Amplitude, the makers of past strategy games like the Endless genre. Humankind is being portrayed as their magnum opus, which means that they really need to hit this one out of the park, as it is their first real competitor against Civilization. I was able to try out a demo for Humankind last October, and this video really serves as a composition of my various thoughts and first impressions of the game. Of course, I was only able to play the first two eras of the game, Ancient and Classical, but I felt that it was sufficient enough to give me a sense of where the game was going. First things first, and I won't keep you in suspense, I like the demo. Now, of course, that isn't going to mean that I will like the game, but the OpenDev left some solid first impressions, enough for me to pre-order the game as a poor college student. But the biggest thing that left me wanting more, and one of my best impressions, was the city placement. As someone who likes architecture and cityscapes, the way in which you placed different quarters felt very satisfying. Seeing how different elements of the city interact with each other and getting to watch the cities grow from small outposts to sprawling metropolis was very satisfying. Not only that, but it presented a stark contrast to Civilization 6's disjointed and often at times puzzling district placement, which made cities feel discombobulated, which is something I never thought I would hear myself saying as a Civ fanatic. Now, the demo wasn't all cream drops and roses either. Some of the mechanics like AI and the initial culture you start out as, the Nubians, felt too focused in one direction. This, coupled with the fact that you start off in an inhospitable desert 100% of the time, made the demo feel repetitive on further replays. I know the devs wanted to get feedback on diplomacy, but I don't think this was the best way to do it. However, one thing that felt wholly unique, and I mean this, wholly unique, from the OpenDev and something that surprised me were the cultures. I did not expect all of the different classical cultures included in the game to feel so varied and dynamic. The Celts, for example, felt very different to how the Romans played, and so on and so forth. So I have to thank Amplitude and give them kudos for that. Another element that left me thinking for a bit was the religious aspect of the game. Everyone could have a take on their own interpretation of God, and I wasn't going to be left out of it for a change like in Civ 6. Another positive selling point of the religion implementation was that you could go with a historical religion with presets or create your own. So for example, if you wanted to create your own form of Celtic paganism, you could, or if you wanted to play as the Hebrews and fully roleplay it, you could do so with their own tenets and beliefs. Humankind doesn't do anything better or everything better than Civ 6, and I think one great example of that is the leaders. The avatars in Humankind felt far too static and awkward to interact with. The voice acting could use a lot of work, whereas Civilization 6, the leaders always felt fluid and dynamic. It also helps that you usually can't understand half of the leaders, so their accents and languages sound exotic, whereas in Humankind, you can all understand them as they speak English, and sometimes it can feel a bit static. However, this does not mean that I think the avatars are terrible. I think they are a good first step for Humankind, and they just need a lot of good polishing. The different outfits, for example, that you can equip your avatars with as you go through the ages look to be very promising. Variability is something that Civ 6 is desperately lacking in, and to see the OpenDev be chock full of it is very promising. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the Humankind demo. I didn't get to play the earlier versions of the OpenDev, but I think that I wouldn't have liked them as much. If you are really looking forward to the game, I would go ahead and drop the $50 on it in the Steam store, where you can get it at a 17% discount, which is roughly 10 USD or 9 USD off from the $60 price tag. If you were a bit more skeptical like me in the beginning and wanted to wait to see more feedback, then I would go ahead and wait for another demo. There is quite some time until release, which is supposed to be in April 2021, and the sale should continue until then. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. I am slowly trying to branch out from the purely Civilization 6 content that I have on my channel, like with my current Spain Let's Play, so leaving a like shows me that people are interested in this type of genre and this type of game. Remember to hit the notification bell and stay safe as always. This has been Civ Extraordinaire, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.